Happy Halloween week, beautiful people and creatures out there. I have an amazing love reading set up for you today. We have the 78 Halloween Tarot deck that has really cool, spooky vibes to get us into the feels of the season. And also the Bohemian Gothic Tarot deck from Baba Studios, which I just think their decks are phenomenal, high quality, beautiful, gorgeous Gothic deck that we can work with as well. And then I also wanted to work with a really awesome vampire deck. So my favorite one is Phantasmagoria. So, yeah, let's go ahead and have fun with this reading. And if you're somebody out there that's like, oh, love reading, I don't know, it could also be a relationship reading. So, take what resonates and leave it if it doesn't. Let's see what your higher self wants you to know, beautiful creature. Let's see. All right. For your past energy, you have the Eight of Cups. So, some type of deep inward searching. We're truthful with your feelings and what your needs are in this relationship. And perhaps there was a time to walk away from something that was no longer working. So perhaps for some of you, this could be a relationship that you have left because in your heart, you know that there's something deeper that you are searching for, dear beautiful creature. And then we also have for the middle line, which we're going to do for your present energy, the Magician. So, pretty powerful reading today for you. The ability to manifest your dreams here in this reality through the awareness of your spirit and your higher self. And for some of us, that comes in the form of intuition or synchronicities and following that path. It's like following the breadcrumbs to something really special. So we're going to open that up more and see what that's all about. But yes, definitely you are a master manifester. And excuse Gubby, he's kind of in the way, my little black goat dude. I just have him here to get me the right energy because I think he's absolutely adorable. And then for the energy that you're moving towards your near future, you have the Seven of Pentacles. So, something about reassessing your goals and the fruits of your energy, of the work that you have done thus far. So, put that there. Move the little spider guy up a little. All right. Good start, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and work with the Phantasmagoria um, Vampyre deck for your main cards. And then for any clarification cards, we'll pull the Bohemian Gothic Tarot deck. We have the Five of Skulls. So giving you a chance to see the imagery. We have a werewolf looking dude on top of a vampiress. And it looks like there's blood and perhaps an exchange of energy has happened here. I'll put that there. And then we also have the Ten of Scepters. So that would be the Ten of Wands. And the skulls is Pentacles. So this is Pentacles. And then we also have the Ace of Knives. You know, it's funny. I've been doing a reading for this collective, and I keep getting for you guys an Ace of Knives. So, coming to a harsh truth, perhaps, because backed by the Eight of Cups, there's something here about letting go and letting go of something that was painful, even though you put a lot of love and care into it and a lot of attention into this past relationship. The truths were obvious, and because you are a person who is always checking in, dear creature who's watching this video, I feel that you are somebody who is willing to do an honest review, which takes a lot of strength and bravery. As the Ten of Wands, this became overkill. It was a deadly relationship. No, just joking. But, sometimes when we stick around as long as we can, it just becomes a little bit too much. And I'm feeling some kind of toxic energy here too. So take what resonates, but definitely it was a relationship that was causing you too much burden, my dear friend. And you, I don't want to say you're stubborn, but because you stuck around till it got to a 10, there is a little bit of that energy that you really tried to make this relationship in the past work. You really stuck around till just the load got too big. And perhaps your body, like perhaps you even had some illness around it, or some mental stress. Like it's just the burden became too much, and that's what helped you to move forward. And so with the five of schools energy, fives are always kind of a difficult energy of the in between, passing from one phase to the next and processing a loss. And the five of pentacles oftentimes shows hardship, or an energy that is feeling left out in the cold. Perhaps you gave it your all and there was no return back, and that had you feeling isolated and without compassion or help. The interesting thing, though, about this Five of Cups energy is that the compassion to be found is within the self. And with the Ace of Knives here showing you able to come to some harder truths, is because of that great love and compassion you have for yourself that pulled you through this cold relationship, is what it became. So, and again, if you're still here, that means that you're healing from a past experience you had in love, my dear friend. So let me give you an energetic hug. Because, we all need it. And I know that it's just a ripple in the pond, but I do feel that we can connect when it comes to awareness and an openness to our inner magic. And that's what's so exciting. That's where you are now with your beautiful magician card. So a powerful enchantress is here, wielding her beautiful magic and the lights of green healing energy and that divine feminine blue energy. And of course, there's also a lot of purple in here too. So a lot of different chakras or energy centers being activated for you right now. I do feel though that you are a healer when it comes to the way you move in your life, and that can show up in a lot of different ways. Perhaps you're a leader who manages your responsibilities in a way that is very compassionate and caring, but also balanced again by the Ace of Knives, which is the ability to not let emotions sway the truth, or staying within logic and reason. So I always read all the cards together. And so I feel like you are ready to stand your ground when it comes to the type of relationship you want. And you no longer will suffer fools, my dear friend. Um, Unfortunately, that's something you've already experienced. So let's see what the Vampyre deck wants to say with your current love situation in life. All right, that was pretty strong. So you have the Daughter of Knives, and that's pages in the Phantasmagoria deck. And remember, these are all vampires, but perhaps that Daughter of Knives looks like you or somebody you know. And then you also have Justice. The scales are balancing. And then you have the Prince of Knives. So it does look like there's some kind of courtship beginning, is what I'm feeling. And the Ace is helping me again feel an energy of newness. So there's something here. I'm going to throw my shells too, because I'm feeling that for a lot of you watching, this is a relationship that you've already had in your life, but it didn't have the offer of romance until now. It does feel to me, though, that there's some kind of standoffish energy of dare I say, egos, or, people testing each other. Let's see what the shells have to say. Yeah, so it's definitely like a friend or someone who's already been in your life, and now you're starting to feel that spark and that energy of what you can create together. So take how it resonates, my dear friend. I think I'm gonna also, before I go more into each of these cards, I'm gonna pull some Bohemian Gothic Tarot to help give me some more information. And I should probably turn on my light because I forgot to do that, and the clouds just came in. Just a second. Boom. And then God said, "Let there be light," and then there was light. Then there was life. All right, my dear creatures out there, we are on the middle row right now. And by the way, if this reading is resonating with you and you're feeling it, please give a thumbs up. That helps my channel, and I have a lot of passion and growth that I want to share within these readings with you guys. So that will help get that out. And also subscribe if you want to get future readings. I post readings every month for every sign and then do a love reading as well. Yes, so we're back on the Bohemian Gothic Tarot to help us understand what this clash of spirits is. Like these two people assessing each other, checking each other out still. Weighing the truth, weighing the options with the Justice card. And then the Daughter of Knives, that beginning energy of something in the air. Let's see, we got the Ace of Cups. So a beautiful trumping energy of a true love being offered here from the Daughter of Knives, this beautiful female feminine energy. And of course, these readings are genderless, but this is a definite feminine energy with this love offer coming in. And it's a very precious, pure love that's being offered with no strings attached, no underlining motivations, just a pure open heart. So that is a beautiful way to start our divine romance. And then we also have the 10 of Wands. So the 10 of Wands has shown up here twice now in your reading, and it could be because of love's lost, and somebody's heart is a little closed off because of that. And perhaps this friendship just needs, because I am feeling it is a friendship that's been around for a while already, it just needs more time to naturally flow because somebody is feeling a little overwhelmed. And sometimes, if we can approach an energy of overwhelm with an open heart and compassion, that's how we can help the other heal. But let's go ahead and throw some shells to see, feel more into it. Hmm. Yeah. I think what I need to do is go ahead and pull more cards for the current situation. So we're going to go back to our 78 Halloween tarot deck and we're going to feel into this more. I'm definitely feeling that the two parties are not on the same page when it comes to this romance. But, I will say the Prince of Knives, he is looking to offer that rose to his beloved. It just looks like he's also really hungry and perhaps overwhelmed with his feelings. But maybe there's something that will help her to see the full picture, to help this Prince of Knives let down all of the burdens he's holding on to, perhaps the fears of being left behind, of being left out in the cold, what she can do to help open his heart. And we have the sun. So, yes, there's something here about just being present in the moment and finding joy and laughter in our life and offering that to this other, because it is a friendship I'm feeling that wants to develop into something more, especially by the more feminine energy. She really wants to push it into a romance. And so her best way of doing that is just being her beautiful, divine, feminine self. So allowing that joy and that laughter to come up in her interactions and share what lights her up in life and share that with this other Prince of Knives energy partner. And then we have for the Prince of Knives, the Two of Swords. So, yes, he's definitely, the masculine energy is definitely at a place of it's time to make a choice. And if this person, and if it's you, can heal from the past and know that you have grown enough and you have evolved enough to not repeat the same mistakes, and open your heart to love again. It doesn't mean that you'll repeat again what you've already experienced that was painful. What it's showing me is that you have the insight now. What this last relationship taught you is that you can truly listen to your heart and your intuition. You probably had warning signs in the past, or this person, if it's not you, they had the red flags, but they didn't listen to it. But now that they have the ability to see, they can let go of this heavy load of the past energy that you see on that old lady's back, those past demons, and drop that load because that cycle is ending. 10 is the end of a cycle as well. And now this beautiful Prince of Knives person has the ability to choose their new path. They're at a crossroad and it's time to look within. I see for you, especially with this deck, I don't know if you guys can see it, but she has a third eye that is lit up. So that chakra of the third eye, your psychic abilities, your inner awareness is what's guiding you. So it's not about looking without to find the truth, it's about looking within. So I feel that this person is ready to open up in a way they've never opened up before. And if that's you or the other, uh, that encouragement with the sun energy and this pure love, this innocence is what's really going to shift the story. So I'm excited to see how this top row goes. And pulling from our beautiful Vampyre deck, let's see what's coming up for you guys in the near future. Now you have the Seven of Pentacles. And this beautiful seven energy is your patience and your determination. And so it's showing that wherever this relationship goes, if it stays a friendship or becomes romantic, it shows that since it's in the near future spread, that you are willing to put in the time and the effort. And maybe that shows too that there's a part of you where your heart is glad even to have this person in your life in whatever capacity they're ready for. So that shows some type of true love that came up with this Ace of Cups, where love is not pushy, it's not demanding, it's just supportive and compassionate. And that's what I feel for a lot of you. You are the divine feminine energy, and that's what you're holding for this person. So you're willing to even have them in your life in whatever capacity they're ready for. But I have a feeling there's a surprise for you by the end of this reading. Yeah, you're ready to see what happened. You're ready to see where it's about to go. So let's open it up with this beautiful Phantasmagoria Vampyre deck. Okay, so you have the Eight of Knives. So that would be the Eight of Swords, of course. Then you have the Magician again. This vampire magician is badass. I just have to say. I love the imagery in this deck. And you have the Nine of Knives. I will try to leave it more spiritually open for y'all so that you can discover the truth for yourself. And this is just a nice little mirror for you to check in and see like where your heart would be if this person does decide that they still need more time to heal, because that's what I see in the whole spread, reading everything together. And the Nine of Knives is over the Prince of Knives. So the masculine energy is still, dare I say, torturing themselves. And, we all create our own reality based on our thoughts in a lot of ways. So I feel like this person just needs more time to heal in the near future. I'm not saying it's a finalized energy, but that's just probably what you're noticing and feeling too. And there's something here. Let me ask the shells because I try not to give too much information because it's more about you guys just knowing your truth and me saying everything that I feel and see. It's more about fueling the tank rather than trying to predict everything that's gonna happen. All right. Yeah, the shells are agreeing with me that it's just to keep the energy really broad and open because this is a reading for a lot of different people. So everybody will resonate with it in their own special way. And so we're going to leave it very open to the general energy and frequency. Now, the magician is here again, and it does show up here with the Ace of Cups, and it shows up here over Justice. So I feel like this goes back to the initial energy of knowing your own worth and having compassion and love for the self first. Because if we truly want divine love in our life, we first find it for ourselves. So that means having the ability to say no, having the ability to say what your limits are, to lay out the line in the sand of what you feel is healthy. You are the one who is the master manifester in your life. Nobody is designing your life for you because you are the magician. You are the spirit in the body who chooses its path in this lifetime. And again, this is stuff you already know, but it's just a friendly reminder from one creature to another. And then you have the Eight of Knives. Yeah. And so if we look at, each deck is different, but usually in every deck, the Eight of Knives is some type of self imposed prison. And oftentimes, if they are surrounded by a gate or a trap or walls, they will always show in tarot decks that the walls are low enough for the person to climb over if they want to. And so we can imagine that this trippy, hairy vampire dude has the keys to his chains. But it's almost like he's just like in the moment of the self confinement, of the self doubts, and perhaps even indulging in self doubt and fears. Because if I was in love with someone and they needed more time to heal, I'm only human. I would start to doubt the whole thing altogether. And so I'm feeling that's what the Eight of Knives is here to share with us today. So, yeah, again, energetic hug for you out there because this is intense. It's not easy. It's not. So Bohemian Gothic Tarot deck, what do you want to say to help clarify this top row? Because I do feel the near future, not only does the other have a choice to make, but you have a choice to make as well. I will point out though that with the Nine of Knives, the worry and the anxiety that the divine masculine is having in this relationship is not founded on anything physical. I feel because of what showed up in the past energy, it's based on the losses that they've experienced in their life in the past, and it's causing them to have worries and fears and not be able to move forward in the near future in this relationship. And that's why my readings are a little different. I'm one of those readers that won't blow sunshine and butterflies, rainbows up your ass all the time. No, I'm going to tell you what I see in the cards. And if the rainbows and sunshine want to be blown up your ass, that's great too. But today that's not the reading. Today it's about the truth. With the Ace of Knives here, being willing to give an honest review based on the actual reality of the situation. But please don't be annoyed with me too much because I have a feeling there's a surprise coming. I don't know what, but I'm feeling something that I want to share with you before this reading's over. Pull these little guys down here. All right, so, but yeah, let's give you more clarity. What support are you needing? If you're the person who is still living in the past, or if you're the person who just feels that you're um, being blocked by your own worries, we'll see what clarity wants to come in. All right, felt that. Okay, am I holding this upside down? All right, I'm just gonna take it. It came in upside down. Death is coming in upside down, folks. And so there's some type of transformation, some type of rebirth through death. And I'll even hold the skeleton dude upright so you can see him. Sorry about the glare. And that red robe symbolizing passion, desire, life, blood, and it's upside down. So something about a pause in this transformation that may yet happen in this relationship. But again, it's okay to back up and take your time because I feel like that's what the Eight of Knives is here to say too, is that you're just like pausing. You're you have so much love and light and laughter and joy, but you also know when to pause and take time for yourself. So I feel that's what the Death and the Eight of Knives is there to say. And then now we have the Knight of Swords. So yes, these two cards are the same energy, and I always like to think of knights as a person who's on their divine mission in life, who listens to their honor and their beliefs in what their spirituality is. And I feel that that is what's going to guide this divine masculine. And so there's something here about this person being more in logic than in their open heart. And that's probably because that's their way to protect themselves in life is to stay logical. Some people say it's like it might be a little bit of a cold energy, or this person may be drawing back with the Knight of Swords energy. But let's see by going ahead. Sorry, I know this table's starting to look crazy with all these cards everywhere. This is the way I do readings, people. Okay, let's go ahead and go into what you need to know to close this message today, because there is a lot here. And if you identify as the divine masculine in this reading, you'll definitely know that that's, if this is your reading, if this is your truth, or if it's the person, the divine masculine, that the divine feminine is working with, that this, you will know that that's this person's defense mechanism, is to stay logical and kind of back off from their emotions at times. And it's a way to protect their heart. So let's see what the final message is. Okay, if you are still here watching this reading, I want to say that you're a pretty brave person, because oftentimes, when the tough gets rough, then a lot of people like will bow out. But if you're still here, it shows that you're a very strong person, and your willingness to come through and to be honest with yourself and honest with the situation shows character. It shows a great depth of character and strength in who you are. So kudos to you. All right, so last message for you coming in on this crazy reading today on relationships and love. And wow, I do feel that this is a form of evolution taking place through this interaction. I know that's kind of an annoying thing to hear, but it's true. All right, so here we go. You have the Page of Swords. Here we go, Page of Swords. Go over there with the light. And then you have the High Priestess. And you have the Ace of Swords. Wow. Ace of Swords, Ace of Swords coming in twice in this reading. And here, previously, if you remember this row, this was about being able to be honest with a past relationship that caused pain, that someone put a lot of work into. If that was the divine masculine or the divine feminine in this reading, they really gave it their all, but they were able to stay true to what justice is in their heart and take action to let go of that relationship. All right, that being said, now the Ace of Swords is showing up in a different way. And hopefully, you guys don't get annoyed with me. To what I'm feeling is that this relationship becomes triumphant. And if that is because you just decide to love each other as friends, or you decide to love each other in a deeper way, it still is triumphant in the energy and the expression and what can be achieved through this divine alchemy when you come together in the way that is right for both of you. Yes, 100%. And I think the reason why I have to read this so broad is because, again, this is for a lot of different people watching the reading. For some of you, it will mean that this relationship does become love. They're crowned with a divine love. And then for others of you, it's divined with a beautiful, true love in the form of friendship. So take what resonates. The High Priestess is here as well. So, again, that third eye activation that we saw earlier with the Two of Swords is being activated again with the High Priestess. In other words, uh, the parties at hand learn to trust their spirit and their heart when it comes to love and friendships and relationships. And that's the strength that brings in a brand new energy, a whole new opportunity and life pattern. Like life's about to change. And that's the exciting. I felt it earlier on that there was like some kind of like little present for you. And that's that to expect something even more beautiful than what you've already been expecting. And if that is, again, for some of you, a really beautiful true love friendship or a true love romantic spiritual alchemy, it is here and it's arriving for you through the awareness of this reading. And of course, through yourself. But this reading will just help you to see the patterns and how life will start to unfold for you. So I hope this has been a good reading for you, even though it's been a little roller coaster ride with emotions and energy. But there's definitely a strong spirit here watching this video. So happy Halloween! And again, please like and subscribe if this video helped you in any way. Thank you.